and welcome back to Just an Average Metalhead. It is me, Matt, your host with the most, and here we have got a good episode for you today. Today we are going to be talking about the 1992 album, The Crimson Idol by W.A.S.P. God, do I love this album. It is absolutely incredible. W.A.S.P. were formed in 1982 by lead singer Blackie Lawless. The Crimson Idol is their fifth studio album. It was recorded after a 2-year break they took. It was originally intended to be a solo album by Blackie Lawless. It took 5 years to record, but Blackie caved into fan pressure and eventually released it under the W.A.S.P. moniker. It is a concept album, and for my money it is one of the best concept albums ever recorded. It is the story of a young boy named Jonathan. He's a kid who grew up absolutely unloved by his parents, who just loved his older brother more, but Jonathan absolutely adored his older brother. His brother dies in a car crash, sadly, and Jonathan runs away from home just because his parents just see him as a failure of a son. And he runs away to follow his dreams of being a rock star, and he steals a guitar, runs away to the big city, and he does achieve his dreams of becoming a rock star, but when he gets everything he wanted, it's nothing like he would dreamt it would be. This album is just so good. It begins with the first track, the Titanic Overture. It really sort of like slowly builds you in. Nice. It just starts with a clean guitar. Blackie's vocals, which I've got to say throughout this full album, are just absolutely amazing. They are just so damn good. Just as the song progresses, it starts bringing in pianos and some like synthy strings in the background, just building and building, and then bam, the guitars and drums kick in, really ramp the pace up, and it sets the stall out perfectly for what the album's going to sound like going forward. Just the production on this album is just phenomenal. Even now, like 30 years later, I've got this on vinyl and on CD, and just the production values on this. If you've got a good set headphones or some good speakers, absolutely incredible. Just top notch. After the initial sort of burst in with the drums and guitars, it settles the pace down again, and the words Blackie sings just before the first track, The Invisible Boy, comes in. I'm 17 and I'm somebody's son. My dad doesn't know where I stand, because when he looks at me, he don't like what he sees. He don't know what I am. For me, it kind of goes in with the whole thing of this album. Is, I dare say, for a lot of us, we all grew up like misfits. Probably we were the odd one out of the black sheep of the family. For me personally, this album spoke to me a lot growing up. But yeah, the words like that are littered throughout this full album just absolutely click with me perfectly. And then it goes straight into the track 2, The Invisible Boy. Oh my god, W.A.S.P. turned up to the studio ready to party. The guitars are absolutely on point. The drums are like a freight train. Just, so damn good. The story of this song is how Jonathan is abused by his parents, and just he feels invisible. He doesn't know like why he's there. Like the moniker title of the song, it's like the Invisible Boy. Like, yeah, I like. It also leads into the whole that concept that goes through the whole album, like his relationship with the mirror. Like as a child, the mirror is his only friend. He tells it his deepest dreams and his darkest secrets. And throughout the album, his relationship with the mirror changes. if you can kind of get what I'm saying. The guitar solo on this song is just pure adrenaline before it kicks right back into the chorus. And then we get the first instance of a repeated phrase that appears throughout the full album, like "Is there no love to shelter me?" And that appears throughout the full album. Here we go into just before the "Is there no love," there is a line which really sort of like hits me as well. Some people never go crazy. What truly boring lives they must lead. Arena of Pleasure is W.A.S.P just firing on all cylinders. It's what you expect. The drums, again, if you listen to them on a good set of speakers, they are pounding you in the chest. It is just absolutely perfect. This song is a story about Jonathan running away from home after his brother has been killed by a drunk driver, stealing his guitar and running away to the big city to pursue his dreams of becoming a rock star. On this, I was going to say on this song, but particularly throughout this full album, the guitar work by God, I should remember his last name. I think it's Bob Kulick. His guitar work on this album is just second to none. You can really hear that Blackie and the rest of the guys on this album worked on this album as meticulously as they did for 5 years. It's just absolutely amazing. The solo in this is just pure perfection for me. Then we get into the next song, which is Chainsaw Charlie Murders in the New Morgue. Well, this song holds a special place in my heart because it's actually the first W.A.S.P song I ever heard in my life. My dad had the special edition of the single. It's like a triple fold out thing where it had like I think it had two different CD, two different CDs and a little like vinyl with like it really like it looked really cool. It was like engraved on the actual record itself. It looked awesome, but the whole fold out thing looked like a bloody chainsaw. If I can find it, I'll show it on another video because I think I've still got it somewhere. Yeah, I borrowed a load of vinyl off my dad when I was a kid, and I think I've still got loads of them now. This song gives me absolute chills just with the start. It starts with a chainsaw revving, and it just really, really just sends chills down my spine. What a way to start a song. The bass drums and guitar at the intro of this song, it's real sort of like new wave of British heavy metal style, like really sort of like pounds along, like oh god, it's so cool. It just sounds really good. I know it's not on with the album itself, but for me, this is one of those songs. If W.A.S.P plays it live, it's next level. The crowd interaction, which will parts which we'll go into later, just really, really set this one off live. Yeah, this song is like a conversation between Jonathan and Charlie, a record executive, and it's basically Charlie feeding him lies to give him everything he's ever wanted, but also Charlie like saying to him he's basically gonna fleece him for everything he's got. And this song it's about, if it's on, like if we ever have a party, this song is on my party playlist because it just gets it going. It's a pure adrenaline rush. It's just so good. And again, the production values on this song is just amazing. There is a a chainsaw like breakdown in the middle where it genuinely does sound like a chainsaw duel. And after that, during that, you get the live participation part, which is what I was on about earlier. The hey, hey, hey. Yeah, that really, really, really just sets things off. And just, yeah, it's absolutely incredible. Just 100%. Does not miss this song. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The track after this really slows the pace down again. It's something that, for me, this album does perfectly. Its use of dynamics and building tension. It's The Gypsy Meets the Boy. A song about how Jonathan meets a gypsy woman who reads him his fortune, but also like she predicts his fall from grace as he from once he gets famous. Again, it slows the pace of the album down. So after you've had like such a like three like hard hitting songs like The Invisible Boy, Arena of Pleasure, and Chainsaw Charlie, it just like slows the pace right down, gives the audience that like moment to breathe and just sort of like get sunk back into the world. This album is like a roller coaster. With its use of dynamics, it's good at sort of like slowing things down, cranking the tension back up again, then back to the rock and roll party again. Oh, it's so good. Again, the guitars and drums after like the slow like intro of just Blackie and like a clean guitar, the overdriven guitars, drums really kick back in again, give it that pace again. It's just absolutely so good. Frankie Benoli's drumming on this whole album is just top notch. I cannot complain at all. This song introduces a sort of like another repeated phrase that appears across the whole album. The I just wanna be the Crimson Idol of a million. Oh, sorry, my voice still hasn't recovered, and I'm not the best at singing at the best of times. Yeah. Again, like I said, this song really sort of like slows down that pace, gives you that sort of like breathing space, only for it to turn around, slap you across the chops again, and we get Dr. Rockter next, which is another fast-paced song. It brings the party to the album, but it also has like that darker message behind it. This song is about Jonathan being introduced to a doctor who introduces him to the drugs and the debauched lifestyle of being a rock and roller. And this part of the album is where Jonathan's descent starts, and him being consumed by what fame brings him, and it's just so good. Yeah, Doctor Rockter. It's a real fast paced and it's one of many songs on this album which really showcases Blackie's range. Like he's got that real sort of primal like shriek in him on this song, and the fact that he can still do it live 30 years later, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But hey ho. After Dr. Rockter, we go into the song I Am One. It's Jonathan at the peak of his fame. The song begins with clips of Jonathan playing live all over the world. Hello London, bonjour Paris, and stuff like that. And in the background of that you hear hey, 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 hey. And yeah, it just really, again, it's that building the roller coaster up to fly off the rails straight afterwards. It's perfect. Yeah, this is a song it's Jonathan. He's become the rock star that he wanted to, but he's also starting to hate himself. But he thinks he has to prove himself to his fans and his his parents, who obviously yeah, they've not cared about him, and that's where we sort of pick up the story next. The yeah, there is there no love returns at this song. Sort of the pace sort of slows in the middle. But like I said, it's a real it's a real showcase of Blackie's voice. Perfectly, just sorry about that. Yeah, we get on to the next track, which is another one where it's the next two tracks really slow the pace down before the grand finale of the album. This next track is called The Idol. It begins with a bit of a dramatized skit. It's in the middle of a party. Jonathan's being offered drugs, women, and he's interrupted by his manager, who absolutely chastises him for living the lifestyle that he does, and that why are you doing this? You know you've got to be in the studio tomorrow, and threatens to leave him if he doesn't quit the lifestyle. And the last part of the skit, you sort of hear Jonathan dialing a number on the phone, but in the background of it, there's this heartbeat getting louder and louder, and that bum 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 bum. And just before the song kicks off, you hear a woman say hello. It is Jonathan ringing his parents. It's got a real nice sort of slow, clean guitar intro. This song is just Jonathan he's in pain. He's lost. Fame's absolutely destroyed his life, and he feels trapped by it. He can't even stand his reflection in the. Oh, that's the mirror motif comes back up again in Dr. Rockter. I forgot to mention that. There is a line. The mirror on the wall is on the table, feeding me white lies, which obviously reference to cocaine, and again, it's the lifestyle lying to him about what fame really is. But again, in this song, the mirror comes up again. He can't stand to look at his face in the mirror. He can't stand his reflection because of who he's become these days. And yeah, the guitar solo on this track is beautiful. It's got absolutely gorgeous. It is when I saw the 25th anniversary of the Crimson Live, this guitar solo actually nearly brought me to tears. It was that beautiful. It just hits me right in the heart. My little Weasley black heart loves this song. Then we go into the next track, which is an absolutely gorgeous ballad. Again, it's the Idol slows the pace down, but Hold on My Heart slows it down even more, ready to boot off for the final track on the album. But yeah, this song is just gorgeous. It's for me, this song is it's Jonathan holding out for the love of his parents and just to have some feeling of like love in his life, but he knows he's never gonna get it. And yeah, he's just like he's at his final like ebb. He doesn't know where to put himself, and yeah, that's where this song sort of like leads up. And like I said, it's just that perfect like last breathe in before the final track of the album, The Great Misconceptions of Me. It's got a night again. It continues that slower pace from The Idol and Hold On My Heart at the start. It's sort of like Jonathan talking to the crowd at one of his shows. Welcome to the show. The grand finale is finally here. Thank you for coming to my theatre of fear. He admits, like, this song is him admitting that everything is a lie to the crowd. Like, fame is not what you want it to be. Be careful, like, tells them to be careful what they wish for. And it's also at the start of this song, another one of those themes that run through the album comes back, but it's twisted. It goes with a I don't want to be the Crimson Idol instead of the I just want to be, which was in the album earlier. Just after that, the pace boots off again. Every member of the band running on 110%. Like, as the song keeps going on, they keep cranking it up, ready. Again, like, that use of dynamics. Just with, like, we'll get to the back end of this song, they're cranking it, and then so you really feel the emotion towards the latter part of the song. Like, after Jonathan's told his, like, story about, like, how fame is just not what people should be, like, looking for, and how it will destroy you. They slow the pace right down where Jonathan, like, admits that he isn't the idol. He never was. It was all a lie. And to him, there was only one idol, and it was his father. The breakdown is just, like, beautiful. Like, just, like, real sparse. Just some nice sort of, like, synthy strings in the background. The song ends, like, thematically, like, with Jonathan admitting that his father was the idol, and then he a bit of a warning if you struggle with this kind of thing. He takes the strings off his guitar and he hangs himself on stage. That is the end of Jonathan. But after this moment, the album comes full circle again, and it repeats it picks up its pace slightly again, and it repeats the opening of the Titanic Overture, which opened the album, to finish it off perfectly, and it just ends on that final crescendo, and just, it's absolutely great. That's like thematically what it's if you're not thinking about the actual story, it's a great album to listen to all day. But if you'd like deeply focused on the story, it is really grim. And for me, in a way, I think it's Blackie's warning to like other people looking to get into the game. For me, this is it's gonna go down forever as W.A.S.P's magnum opus. For me, it's the best album they've ever released. That, it's this, then Inside the Electric Circus is a close second for me. But it charted in the top 40 all over Europe. I couldn't find where it charted in America, but yeah, it reached number 21 in the UK at the time. But I think its legacy is gonna live on amongst W.A.S.P fans as the greatest album that they've ever made, and just for like music fans, it, like I said, it's probably the best concept album that's ever been recorded. We'll talk about another one which I feel is up there, which is Rush, Clockwork Angels. But the legacy of this album is like in 2018 or 2019, W.A.S.P released Re-Idolized, which is a box set. They completely re-recorded the album, added some more songs to sort of flesh out the story, and it comes with the film of the Crimson Idol as well, which is, again, if you're a fan of W.A.S.P, watch it. So cool. Just like seeing the visuals of the story as well as the songs playing in the background, top notch. But yeah, this album is gonna go down as one of the best concept albums of all time. It means a hell of a lot to me. For one of the reasons is it was an album that was released the year I was born, and I've grown up with it. But being a misfit and sort of being the black sheep of the family and having a sibling which, well, one of my parents kind of favoured, I've related a lot to Jonathan, and like picking this album up when I was in my early teens, like borrowing, like, I think my dad had it on a cassette at this point before he got it on CD. Yeah, he definitely had it on vinyl, but he used to listen to the cassette in the car all the time, sort of like in late 90s, early 2000s, and yeah, the words really spoke to me. Like, me and my dad have always had a great bond, and he's always introduced me to music like this. And yeah, it's always resonated really well with this album, and seeing it like live on two sort of like anniversary tours. I saw the 25th, and I've just seen like the 40 years of W.A.S.P and 30 years of the Crimson Idol tour, which was absolutely incredible. The review is on my channel if you want to check it out. Yeah, for me, it was the last great W.A.S.P album for a while, because everything sort of like after this is, for me personally, is quite hit and miss. But like Eldorado, I like a few songs off it. Golgotha, I like a few songs off it. But a lot of the other albums in between don't really do a lot for me. But yeah, this is going to go down for what, to me, is W.A.S.P magnum opus, and it's absolutely perfect. Well, I hope you have enjoyed today's video on the Crimson Idol by W.A.S.P. Just remember, Jonathan lives here still. Hope you've had a good day. Keep the faith. Like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you later.